Listeners, welcome to Tyse Bryant's Eagle Court of Honor. We're happy to have you here tonight. My name is Ben Smith. I'm the Scoutmaster of Troop 131 here in this ward, and I've just been there for a little bit, but I have gotten to know Tyse. I'm impressed by him. We'll hear more about him later tonight. For now, if we could please invite Noah Ferrero to come up. He's going to lead us in the flag ceremony, and then we'll have an invocation by Sister Paula Bryant.
Will everybody please rise? Color guard attention. Color guard advance. Color guard post the colors. Scouts in uniform salute. Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Scout signs. We'll start with Scout law. Scout is
trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
Scout oath.
On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
2. You may be seated.
All the scouts for being here in uniform and representing scouting and supporting Tyse, and for all the family members as well and friends that are here. I don't know if anyone's been to the park in Great Falls, where all the waterfalls are, and there's some overlooks. If you go on the kind of the right day at the right time and you get lucky, you can sometimes see some eagles flying in the sky. They have a nest across Great Falls. And just incidentally, the eagle's wingspan is somewhere between 6 and 8 feet. So for reference, that is 6'7" right there. So it's pretty big and they're pretty hard to miss. Tonight we're here to celebrate stuff that Tyse has done within his wingspan during his career at scouting. And while it's fun to watch the eagles fly through the sky, and obviously that's important, and that is the magnificent thing to look at. We're going to focus on Tyse tonight. But also it's important to remember that before that eagle was out there flying around, there was a nest that was built by eagle parents. There were eagles that kept that baby eagle safe, that taught it how to fly, that fed it and nourished it. And sometimes Mom can probably attest that shoved the eagle out of the nest when it didn't want to go sometimes. So tonight, family, friends, everyone that's been here to help Tyse along the way, thank you for being here. And this is a recognition of you and all that you've done as well. Now we have the honor guard. Please escort Tyse to the front of the room. And if I could have all Eagle Scouts in the audience, please stand up. We would like to invite all the Eagle Scouts, including the 2 honor guard members, to take a seat in the Eagle's nest to my right. I'm told this is Tyse's endurance test, so he's going to stand up front. So now we'll have a few remarks from Bishop Todd Kinect, who's the bishop here at the Shenandoah Valley Ward, and then Jason Bryant will lead us in the Eagle Charge, and then there'll be a few remarks by Brother Brian Sandy. Bishop.
Okay, Tyse, I want to put you on the spot a little bit. You ready?
Sure.
Okay. Give us the Boy Scout oath or promise.
No promise?
Yep. On my honor.
On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country and to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
So what is the Scout law?
A law is something you live by. It governs your life, and while it may not be at sometimes the choice that most people want, it's something that's for the best.
Awesome. So the Scout has a law, and what I want to do is draw some parallels to the Scout law and to the law that God has given us. So when I was called as a Deacons Quorum president, when I was 12 months, my bishop called me into the office and told me that I had a duty and a responsibility. And those were two responsibilities. One was to take care of the flock on the spiritual side of stuff, and the other was to act as a patrol leader for our scout troop. And so he said, I want you to go home and I want you to think about your duties and responsibilities. So I automatically went to the handbook and looked up my duties, the oath and the promise and the scout law. But then my heart turned to Doctrine and Covenants, section 4, and that's something you're going to learn and as you go on your mission. I want to draw some quick parallels for you. Doctrine and Covenants, section 4, verses 2. Therefore, O ye that embark in the service of your God, see that ye serve him with all your heart, might, mind, and strength. Do you recognize some of these? That ye may stand blameless before God at the last day, and faith, hope, charity, and love, with an eye single to the glory of God, qualify him for the work. Remember, faith, virtue, knowledge, temperance, patience, brotherly kindness, godliness, charity, humility, and diligence. Tyse, you've taken a big step in your life, and now you've taken an even a larger step. The parallels between becoming an Eagle Scout and the priesthood are one and the same. As we do our duties to God, we serve the community, we become a better person. So I venture to say this to you, that as you do your duty to God as a priesthood holder, you become a better leader within the Scout organization, and you become a leader in the rest of the world. I congratulate you. It is an honor. I recall earning my Eagle Scout, and it's something I hold near and dear to my heart. It's something I still put on my resume to this very day. Colleges will look at you. The government will look at you in a higher esteem. And your Heavenly Father will. Our prophet is an Eagle Scout, and he holds that very dear as well. And so this is something you need to look forward to. I testify to you that because of this that you've done in your life, you will also have a greater measure of love, not only for your fellow men, for your country, but your God. The things that you have accomplished not only sit on your chest, but they lie within your heart. And the greater call for you now is to bring that out, not only for your family, but to the community, to help them understand your duty to God and your duty to your country. I bear my witness of that and give my congratulations to you in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. So this is a pretty amazing night. I reflect upon my own Eagle, and though there wasn't as much technology back then, I only have a few photos. So the one thing I do recall is that it was in a big gymnasium. We had a lot of friends and family, but I would admit that there were not as many scouts as there are tonight. So I'm excited to see the support that you have here, Tyse, for your special occasion, and I really hope that this helps you young men to see how important this is. Interesting enough, the past week or two, Tyse has seen an influx in what I thought was a rarity, and I still think it is a rarity. And what I mean by that is how many Eagle Scouts there actually are. And amongst this room, as you can see in the front, there is just a handful, one more, amongst all of you. And in life, there are many things that set us apart. And I just wanted him to know that he is joining a special group of individuals who have spent a good amount of their time and talents and efforts to do something that they believe strongly in for their community. But also that as you take on this role, you will start to see, without seeing the uniform, those who have reached the rank of Eagle. You'll know it in their actions. You'll know it in how they conduct themselves. So I have been given the honor of doing the Eagle Charge. I would like to say a few things about an Eagle's obligation. And I didn't want to say too much to Tyse because, again, this is a special thing for him, so I didn't want to share too much. But one thing I need you to know, Tyse, is that you are taking on many responsibilities, and it goes beyond just what you may imagine that you've already had. As Bishop said, as an eagle, you'll take on a stronger role within your own family, your extended family, and your community, and even the world. It extends to God and how you treat your fellow man. These good things depend upon, for the most part, the quality of its citizens, how people treat each other. So our country has a great past, and you can make it even better. I charge you to undertake your citizenship with solemn dedication. Be a leader, but lead only towards the best. Lift up every task you do and every office you hold to a high level of service to God and fellow men. So live and serve that those you know and those who will get to know you will be inspired to the finest living. There are many out there who use their strengths and their brains to exploit others to gain selfish ends. I know you will not be one of those. The Eagle rank represents proficiency in all scouting skills and is attained by a small percentage. It may have raised a little bit, but at the time it was about 2% of all young men in scouting attained the Eagle. It represents a great deal of teamwork. As a member and leader of a troop, you demonstrated, by living the Scout Oath and Law, in an effort to perpetuate the scouting spirit. It represents years of hard work. When did you start?
Whenever I could. Well,
When did you
actually,
start scouting?
the
That's a
year-
trick question. When did you first start scouting?
10?
Yes,
Oh, it
when
was
you were
like-
8 years old,
That's right.
when you were a bobcat. Long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Only 10 years.
Yeah. It's indicative of what lies in your future as a scout, as a young man, as you grow into manhood. Sorry, I'm still having a hard time with that 10 years. So, Eagle rank testifies that a scout has an understanding of his community and his nation, and a willingness to become involved. So it's also fitting that at this time, to explain that not only does this badge signify hard work, it also signifies obligation on your part. I'm going to describe a few of those obligations, and there'll be a test later. First obligation, honor. So on your badge, you will see, the color white. I wear my badge because I wear it. So the Eagle badge represents honor. It is a sacred foundation of character. Character is not what you think of yourself, Tyse, but what you are deep inside. It's what you do to reflect credit upon your home, your family, your church, your school, your friends, and yourself. Always let the white of your badge remind you to live with honor. Your second obligation as an Eagle Scout is loyalty. That's what the blue is. The blue of the Eagle badge represents loyalty. Your loyalty, for without it, character lacks direction. Regardless of how rough the road, or how difficult the task, or how impossible the situation, you must remain loyal to your cause and purpose. It is a sense of belonging, being a part of a team and working together with others. And that happened many times. It is standing by your work, your promises, your pledges. It is also the feeling you give to others, knowing that they can count on you. Let the blue of this badge remind you to always remain loyal. So what do you think the third is?
Respect.
Courage.
Courage.
What color?
Red.
Okay. All right. So the red is the eagle on the eagle badge represents courage. It is your character, force, and strength. If you have faith in God and your fellow man, you are able to face each day unafraid and strive to share in the work at hand. You should do your part in all things regardless of danger, adversity, or hardship. Let the red of your badge remind you of courage. Fourth responsibility. Fourth obligation, responsibility, sorry. Gave it away. So the fourth obligation is responsibility, and that's represented by your scout motto. Okay? Be prepared. Be prepared. It means that you're always in a state of readiness, both in mind and body, so you will be able to face danger and help others in the best of your ability. It also means that you have been trained for emergencies, and that you are confident in your ability to do your duty as an eagle. The fifth and final obligation is, what do you think?
Do a good turn daily.
Service. Service, good. Obligation represented by an eagle is service. You must extend a helping hand to those who still toil on the scouting trail. How many?
12, did you say 12?
Yeah. There's at least 12 here. And more. Because I think your role now is to help with the Cubs as well. So a lot of responsibility there. So it means a daily good turn. You must strive to protect the weak and defend the helpless. The eagle also indicates that you are now an elite member of an esteemed group of world citizens. With this honor comes the knowledge that any discredit which falls upon you also befalls your brothers, those eagles who have gone before and will go after. So are you willing to accept these obligations, responsibilities, and the honor of an Eagle Scout?
Yes.
So I charge you to be among those who dedicate their hearts and hands in the common good. Tyse build America on a sound foundation of clean living, honest work, unselfish citizenship, and reverence to God. And whatever others do, you will leave behind your record of which may be justly proud. Okay. Eagle candidate Tyse, I now charge you to enter the Eagle Scout Brotherhood, holding before you ideals of honor and service. By repetition of the Eagle Scout promise before your fellow members, you become an Eagle Scout. And through the following words, you will be, which will seem similar to those by which you joined scouting. Tonight they will mean a little more than they could have meant at any other time in the past. So when you pledge yourself and your sacred honor, you will be sealing your eternal loyalty to the code of the Eagle Scout. And with the words which close the Declaration of Independence. So will all Eagle Scouts please stand in attention? And Tyse, all the scout sign, please repeat after me. I reaffirm my allegiance to the three promises of the Scout Oath.
I reaffirm my allegiances to the three promises of the Scout Oath.
I thoughtfully recognize
I thoughtfully recognize
and take upon myself the obligation and responsibilities of the rank of Eagle Scout.
the responsibilities and obligations of the rank of Eagle Scout.
On my honor,
On my honor,
I will do my best
I will do my best
to make my training an example.
to make my training an example.
My rank and my influence
My rank and my influence
count strongly for better citizenship.
count strongly for better citizenship.
In my troop
In my troop
and in my church,
and in my church,
in my community,
in my community,
and in my contacts with other people,
and in my contacts with other people,
to this I pledge my word of honor.
to this I pledge my word of honor.
To
Oh,
remember your obligations of honor, loyalty, courage, responsibility, and service. My heartfelt congratulations to you on this very special occasion. I apologize for reading most of this. It would keep me from getting too emotional, but I want to give a hug.
Brother Sid?
Yes.
Well, first of all, I'm going to say that's a tough act to follow. You made it tough for me, so I'm going to get straight to the point. I just wanted to say what a fine young man. I was going to say young man. He's not a young man. He is a man. He's 18. we've had some great times. I can look back throughout the years and say, of all the campouts, of all the activities we've done, Tyse is at 95 to 99% of them. Am I right? He's been there. As a matter of fact, I was pretty green when I came in as a scoutmaster. I would go to him, Noah, some of the older guys, and ask them questions. They're like, "You're really asking? You're the scoutmaster. Where are you?" They knew more than I did about it. I mean, I'm not going to stand up here and tell you I knew everything about it. Those were the guys that taught me. So, you know, I feel very obligated, you know, to hand him this award tonight. So come on up here. Without further ado, present Tyse with his. I feel like all you guys. I feel like you're my kids. Like I was a mother eagle.
Yeah, he's gonna pay me first.
But just let me.
What's your picture?
That's where the camera went.
It's okay, I'm getting it. It's okay, I'm getting it. I can fix that.
There you go. All right. Also, we have Ben. If we could invite his mother up, he's already up, and his father.
Hey, Mom. Mom. Madre.
Did you say Madre?
What, you didn't know I was listening?
You can call me Mooter.
Mooter? What does that mean?
It's Dutch.
Oh. Neat dude.
Okay, we'd also like to invite one more person up.
My mentor.
His mentor, Brother Kirk, if you'd please come up. He's also my mentor.
Get the gold one, fancy.
He was the one that helped Tyse all throughout the Eagle Project.
Yeah, without this guy, I don't know how far we've gotten.
Let's get him for a picture.
Applause for Tyse. Guys, my understanding, you're going to be the one talking about your Eagle project. Is that
Yeah.
correct? Great.
It's done. It's over.
Did you,
What?
The slideshow.
Anyone? Yeah. That would probably be a pretty good idea. It's nice to see you. It'll work. It was working before. It just has to work now. All right, throw it at the end. It's pretty big. I made it, and to be honest, without any of you guys, I couldn't have made this. Without my parents nurturing me, kind of like that eagle analogy, without them, I probably wouldn't be here at all. I enjoy scouting, but you gotta have people to help you going when it gets hard and when it gets tough. And I love scouting too. I love camping. I love going out with these guys. Crazy scout troop that I got going on here. Scout leaders. fellow Eagles, all of you guys, all of friends, family, acquaintances I met along the way who have helped me to this point. I'd love to see all your faces to show up and just to be there for me. Because it's really nice to have people who love me and who understand me as a person, and I'll know that that's going to help me further in life. Because again, without you guys, I wouldn't have gotten this Eagle. So every time I look at that, whether it's on my resume or pin right here, I'm going to remember all of you. And to explain my project, it looks like it's about started. I was building a kiosk up at Fisher's Hill, near Cedar Creek Drive, and it's interesting. This kiosk, instead of being an informational board with just stuff on the front, it's a lot like a website. The Battlefield organization, the Shenandoah Valley Battlefield organization, can put up current events, what they're planning on doing, stuff that's going on at the time, so they can keep people posted on what's going on. They also have a few slots in there that they've drilled that will have a donation box, so people can donate, and they actually do get a lot, as well as a comment box, because a lot of people that go through are willing to give their contact information and tell people about what they liked about the battlefield, what they didn't like, and what can continue to make the battlefield a better place. And of course, another thing that the guy Dan Reinhardt, who isn't here with us, but he was the guy who helped me out with my project down there. He liked the design so much that he wants other scouts to do this exact same design. So I kind of got something set up for these guys, and even though they have the blueprints and even though they have the funding, it still takes the leadership, the ability to get together a group of scouts, get them there, find out what schedules work best, and just be the Eagle Scout that is worthy of the project. So if any of you guys get up to that point, and I know some of you will, just remember it's hard, but it's totally worth it. You'll love it, you'll love every minute of it, and you'll definitely love it afterwards. And yeah, I guess that's all I got. But thank you all for coming. It's a great time. Hope you guys, yeah.
All right, Tyse, you're working on your squats today. Come back up here. One more thing that we forgot to make your uniform complete. When you start in scouting, a neckerchief is part of the uniform. And in the beginning in Cub Scouts, it represents what rank you are, and as you move up, you change your ranks. As you get into Boy Scouts, you can do custom neckerchiefs to represent either the patrol or the troop that you belong to. And then as an Eagle Scout, the Eagle neckerchief associates you with the Worldwide Brotherhood of Eagle Scouts. So today we'll put this on for Tyse. Here you go, it's our turn to serve you. Good work. Thank you. So it's my privilege to share a few words with you. After I'm done speaking, we'll have Noah come back up for the retiring of the colors, and then the benediction by Barry Bryant, and then we invite you to join us for some brief refreshments in the Young Women's Room after this. Also, by way of a quick announcement, there is a camp out this Friday for all scouts at the Sandy's house, and we're looking for one more adult leader to come. So if you are available, including our Eagle Scouts over here that are already adults, then please just let me know while we're having refreshments. So back in 1909, there was an American businessman. His name was William D. Boyce, and he was over traveling in London, and he got stuck in one of those famous London fogs that we've heard about. As he was trying to figure out where to go and how to get to his destination, there was a young man, a young teenager who was a scout, that came up to him and asked if he could help. Mr. Boyce explained the situation, and the scout said, well, I know exactly where that is, let me help you across the street, and then he pointed him to the correct place. Mr. Boyce was impressed by this young man and wanted to offer him a tip, so he took out some money and tried to give it to the young man, who then explained that he couldn't accept the tip. He said, I am a Boy Scout, and I am doing my good turn for the day. Now, Mr. Boyce had never heard of scouting. It started in England just a few years prior to this, and so he asked the young man a little bit more about it and learned more about it, and then they parted ways. But that thought lingered with him, and later on he sought out the scout office in London and went there and learned more about the program. And the following year, when he got back to the United States, he was one of the founders of the Boy Scouts of America, which leads us to where we are today. Tonight we've celebrated lots of the public things that Tyse has done. The merit badges, the campouts, the service projects, the Eagle Scout project, the leadership positions. There are also, as all of us that know Tyse, and all of us that know him a lot better than I do, there are lots of things that Tyse has done in the fog, so to speak. There are the small acts of kindness that are done every single day. There are the examples he set for the men, the young men that have come after him, and there are the ways that he served adult leaders, and myself included, as he's helped us go on outings and teach the young men the correct way to do scouting and to grow up with those morals. That scout is called the Unknown Scout, and there's actually a sculpture in Gilwell Park in England dedicated to that scout. But I like to refer to him as the Unnamed Scout, because even though we don't know who he is or his name, we know a lot about him. We know his character, we know what values he espoused, and we know that he was a Boy Scout. Tyse, as you go through your life, there are many times where you're going to be the unnamed scout. But there are very few times where you're going to be the unknown scout. People will see who you are by your actions that you take, by how you help other people, and lots of these are going to be just like that young scout in the fog. You're not even going to realize the impact that you have. This was demonstrated to me recently. We were going to a camp out, a winter camp out. It was 17 degrees that night. Lots of these scouts remember it. And I was driving a couple of scouts up in my vehicle, and they were talking in the rear, and they said, one to another, "I hope Tyse is going to be there, because whenever Tyse comes, he brings the party with him." And he did on that camp out. He brought the party all night by the fire. He didn't sleep 1 minute the whole night. He was up telling stories and talking, and most importantly to us in the morning, he had the fire still going for breakfast. So thank you, Tyse. I've only known you for a couple of months, but thank you very much for everything that you've done, and I wish you the best. And your scouting career is formally over, but it's never over as you continue on for the rest of your life. So thank you very much. We'll now invite Noah to come forward for the retiring of the colors.
Color guard attention. Color guard advance. Color guard, please retire the colors.